Good morning. Sorry, just as I hit start, my mic stand broke. So hang on 1 second. Let me just mute 1 minute. Hang on. Okay, a day in the life of Taya, motherfuckers. Okay. Good morning. How is everybody? Now, Twitter won't know that I'm streaming because I got banned. 7-day ban. Suspension. Worth it. I got banned for, hang on, I'll tell you. Hang on, let me just open my chat thingy. All right, it's all working. Okay, so I can see it if I come through. Cool. Twitter. So I made it. Here we go. That's the name of the top video, but it's not really the same thing. But I made a mistake. I didn't follow my own advice as usual. And Tim Pool like said something really stupid about Ukraine. Like basically like, was it? So the president of Ukraine was saying something about dead children, and Tim Pool said, I despise appeals to emotion. I replied, are you retarded? 7-day ban. I'm going to sit in the corner and wonder whether it was worth it or not. I don't think it was in this case. I think that's a bit excessive, if you ask me. Personally, I think it's a bit excessive. Hang on. Just give me one sec. Let me just adjust this fucking thing. I'm going to have to buy a new mic stand now. Bloody hell. Okay, hang on. There's going to have to be a mic in my face today. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll have to sit and wonder about whether it's actually fucking worth it. But it's going to lead to a pretty big rant. I've had a really weird 24 hours. I got to say, I had a weird 24 hours where everything sort of, collides again into a big fucking rant. Which is, I don't think the internet exists as it used to anymore. And this is somewhat related to, this isn't just me cracking the sads because I got a 7-day ban for doing what I said you shouldn't do, which is reply to a blue check who's just been squatted, calling them retarded. That's a bit stupid, Taya. I'd say that's a bit stupid, Taya. Follow your own advice, Taya. Thing is, no one does. We don't follow our own advice. We always have this idea of the best of who we are. I talked about this in the last stream, which is, pausing is the big thing that you can do, but we don't all do that. A lot of us just fucking get us in the right, culmination of a bad day, and you end up picking on some poor dude on LinkedIn who you end up turning into a fucking, a teachable moment for men on LinkedIn. And so anyway, but it does link somewhat to, yesterday, it's just been the last few days, particularly. I know it's been, the last couple of years have been it's been happening for a while. That's what I've been talking about. But it's really crystallized to me how fucking grooming in the morning. I look a bit tired, I'm sorry. My face decided to explode with hay fever fucking 10 minutes before I came on, so hopefully I'm okay. But anyway. But look, so basically a whole fucking sequence of events happened in between streams, right? Which was that I thought, okay, what I'll do is I'll post a little snippet on, from last stream, which was, what I wanted to actually say in the 2.5 hours I didn't fucking say anything was, here's some things that you can do to stop accidentally sharing bullshit. Okay, here's what you do. Also, reflect on what emotional state you're in. Reflect on, various things. Your relationship with social media, that's what I've been talking about, right? Reflect on those things. And all I did as a throwaway comment in that post, if you saw it, you'll know what it was, which was I said, a throwaway comment, which I've said several times, which is that Twitter and Facebook and CNN are fucking state-sponsored media. Okay, it's a fact. If you know anything about this stuff, you know that they rules for thee, not for me, kind of thing. Okay, I'm sorry about the shadows and shit on my face. I've been fucking around with settings again, and I ran out at the last minute again. I've got to spend and also, depending on the time of day, I change it at 4 p.m. and it's working well, and then I change it at 8 a.m. and it's fucking fucked again. So you're just going to have to live with it. My face is not actually it is pretty much like this. But anyway, whatever. Fucking get used to it. I'm talking. Maybe more people won't think I'm a 22-year-old fucking idiot if I let the shadows show on my face and the wrinkles. Maybe men on LinkedIn won't talk to me like I'm a fucking child if I show actual age. Anyway. So, and it was just a funny little teachable moment in a lot of ways because I posted, it was just a thing, a piece of educational material, a little tester, okay? I put out there, which was okay, here's something to think about when you're sharing. Fairly innocuous, right? Some dude goes, what do you mean, state-sponsored media? Explain! And I went, and this is what I like doing because I'm a smart ass. And this is, again, it's not It's just, you know what? When it happens, it's one thing. It's not the one time. If it's because it happens 10 fucking times a day, every single day, day in, day out. Some dude lands in some fucking woman's post and writes on her unsolicited essay and with no appreciation for her fucking time, the fact that her time is money, her time is valuable, and you notice the difference between how men approach men and how men approach women. Men approach men with, excuse me, sir, I hate to bother you. I respect your time. Can we have a meeting, please? Men show up in women's comments with a fucking essay, expecting them to read it and demanding a fucking, essay based on 23 years of experience rather than her experience just actually fucking counting for something. And that's the difference, is that men just automatically assume that men know what they're talking about. The men show up assuming women are fucking 5 years old and don't know what fucking LinkedIn is and what professionalism is and what mature fucking conduct is and what words mean and what those buttons do. It's like, no, fucking, I know from, again, this is, if you valued my experience and turned around, if you actually valued me in any way and I said, I don't care, I'm not interested, that's off topic, you would go, okay, fair cop. But no, because I'm an idiot, okay, and don't know what I'm talking about and don't have any right to say no to men ever, if I get an unsolicited essay in my comments, okay, the men who have problems with women talk, TM, okay, it's like, a dick is not a master's degree, guys. They're not equal. Anyway, but so I posted just a benign thing, but I decided that was fucking off topic. It's like, it's irrelevant. Why are you asking me to back something that was, first of all, a statement that if you bothered, so basically I got snarky again because it's the 5th fucking 10th time it happens in a day. Every day, in and out, day in, day out, fucking man goes, I demand answers. Well, no. How about you demand answers of the free option, which is a fucking search engine. And if you want to commission a research paper or essay, I will be in touch and send you an invoice. I think that's a fairly fucking reasonable thing because, when you get 10 men a day demanding an essay of you, that kind of takes away from your actual work. Okay? That would be unprofessional. It's almost like you're being unprofessional and rude by demanding fucking, hours of work and research from your fucking personal secretary whenever you fucking demand it. Use Google like anybody else, fuckhead. So anyway, that guy pissed me off. I don't give a fuck who he is. I don't give a fuck about his character. If there's one thing I'm only interested in, it's conduct and behavior. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you're a man and you're behaving yourself in this way, and when I push back and say no thank you and you don't respect my boundaries, I want to turn around and tell you to go fuck yourself. But the problem is that I can't tell you to go fuck yourself. Do you know why? Because the women get banned when they defend themselves. And that's what the fucking problem is with this whole, Tim Pool's allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. He's allowed to claim that the algorithm's against him and that he's going to get banned anytime, making millions of dollars, getting millions of views. But everyone who calls him out, everyone who replies, everyone who fucking twitches that is on the list of fucking no-no people gets 7-day bans for saying something pretty fucking innocuous, which is calling a retard a fucking retard. Okay, because saying things, because he's being fucking retarded. And I'm sorry, but he is. And that's it. I'm using it. And also, if you get with a strict reading, okay, of the Twitter terms of service, technically, I got banned for harassing a protected class of people based on disability. So that means, technically, on a technicality, Twitter thinks Tim Pool's retarded too. Because if he wasn't retarded, I wouldn't be harassing him. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Contrast is a bit too high on the stuff, so it's showing everything. Sorry about that. Anyway. But this leads to my broader point, which is that the internet is not what we were promised. And that's what I keep saying. Okay. When we joined in 1990, blah, 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 okay, before the fucking idiots moved in and colonized us, okay, us native internet people, way to offend everyone, Dave. But it is. It's a form of colonization. Okay, it is. It's gentrification is probably a less inflammatory way of putting it. But it's basically a gentrification where the rich people, the people that we fucking tried to avoid. When I was 14, I was bullied in school. I was fucking stripped. I've talked about this before. The internet was a haven for me because I hated everybody. Everyone was stupid. Gee, Tay, do you think you might be the problem? Maybe. Everyone, no, it's not. I'm being glib, but, I didn't fit in. I wasn't part of that sort of mean, popular girls fucking thing. I was mouthy. I had lots of opinions. I had lots of thoughts. I was in a public school that didn't, nurture me or care about me in any way. They just treated me like I was, arrogant rather than just bored and smart and needing some fucking guidance. I didn't have a good home life. I didn't have any of that stuff. And so the internet was a place where I could just fucking pretend. Do you know what's funny is that I spent when I was 15, I was an adult and I was treated like an adult online, okay? Because it didn't matter. Now I'm 40 fucking 2 and everyone knows I'm 42 and I'm treated like I'm fucking 15 years old. It's almost like women are constantly in a state of fucking 15 pedo school uniform fucking infantilization. Get fucked. I've earned my stripes and I can have an opinion and I can give advice, and if you derail my fucking comments, I'm going to tell you you're a fuckwit. And if you think that me calling you a fuckwit when you're being a fuckwit in my mentions is ban-worthy, then you're the problem. This is my problem, right? Is that it's the exact same power structures, the exact same fucking, male, dick-waving bullshit, same flashing. I spent most of my time on the internet because I was out, not out in clubs, not socializing, didn't like that kind of thing. I wasn't partying. My party was the internet. When you were out on the street, you'd get fucking sexually harassed on the street or dicks shown to you or fucking whatever, right? Now I'm on the internet and I get dicks waved at me fucking 24/7, and somehow there's no difference there. Somehow the psychology and motivation, it might be an unsolicited essay, fellas, but you're still waving your dick around and still trying to make a woman feel uncomfortable, still exerting fucking force where it is not wanted. Now, and then they go, oh, well, let's continue that analogy further, shall we? Oh, well, if you didn't want me to show up and send you that unsolicited email, you shouldn't be posting something on a public platform, sweetheart. What the fuck does that sound like? The parallels are not dissimilar to men wanting women's space and time and resources and energy and feeling entitled to it. And then when women say no, they say, well, you shouldn't have been out in fucking public, sweetheart. What are you doing? It's like, that's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. And how are you not a misogynist exactly? How is that not? How are you not the problem? How am I to blame right now? Fellas, okay, nice little teachable moment. But also, the good teachable moment was in the fact that all these fuckwits showed up. One of them is a woman who works for the police. That was fun. And I said, and she went, I think you don't like men very much. I said, well, I like men fine. I hate men. I hate fuckwits. If you knew me, you'd know that I hate fuckwits. Also, you work for the police. Do you say that to women who've been flashed? Oh, well, she's just complaining about men. She doesn't like men very much. Oh, well, stop complaining, sweetheart. There's a problem. You represent the police force. That attitude seems to be pretty pervasive in the police force, doesn't it? Which is victim blaming and minimising fucking complaints. And when women complain, you side with the fucking perpetrator and turn around and go, oh, well, you mustn't like men very much. He's a good guy. You work for the police. You should know better. You should know that when women complain and push back and say no to men, that there's a reason for it. And that you're fucking part of the problem, sweetheart. I think you don't like women very much. Anyway, LinkedIn drama. But I'm just saying, like, you're fucking all day. I'm going to talk about Eternal September a little bit because I feel like I'm living in a fucking Eternal September all the time of fucking idiots that have crashed my internet. I got banned from Twitter when I fucking built that thing. I reckon I'm responsible for at least 1% of the fucking tweets on that thing. Have you seen how many fucking you don't see tweet counts anymore? I got a lot. I tweet often, frequently, more than I should. But I'm saying I've been on that platform forever and used it a certain way, and now all of a sudden, the thing that was literally designed to call people fucking retards, you're using Twitter wrong. If you're not using it to call blue checks retarded, you're mistaken. You're not using the internet correctly. The internet was designed to call powerful people fucking retards, especially when they're being retarded and profiting from being retarded. That seems like a fairly fucking basic thing about the internet, is that you're allowed to call everyone fucking retarded. That's a basic human right. Calling everyone fuckwits on the internet and arguing on the internet, that's the fucking DNA of the internet. If you're using it for anything sensible, like LinkedIn or CVs and shit, you're using it wrong. Fuck these people who took over our internet. We were told that we were going to be able to speak our truth and be authentic. Oh yeah, that was a fucking wank word for the marketers, wasn't it? Authenticity. Be more authentic. Yeah, they don't want you to be authentic. They want your fucking data. Not that authentic, Taya. If you're authentic and say what you're actually fucking thinking and set boundaries and tell the truth, we're going to ban you. Again, I don't give a fuck. I'll cop the 7-day ban. Seems slightly excessive, given Tim Pool is a fucking retard. And I want a fact check on that fucking tweet because there was nothing wrong about it. Probably shouldn't use the word retard. I don't give a fuck. I wasn't, I think retards would be upset that I called fucking Tim Pool one. I'm just saying. The internet's not what it used to be, is what I'm saying. They stole it. These fuckers stole it. And not only that, okay? Not only that. It's not only just, they fucking stole our shit and changed the deal and the bait and switch that's occurred where LinkedIn fucks, corporate HR now run things, okay? Get fucked. That wasn't what I signed up for. There was no clause on my terms of service that said at any given fucking time, a corporate HR department can arbitrarily decide whether or not you fucking have a voice or not. Right? That wasn't what I fucking signed up for. I signed up for open source where I could fucking express myself and say what I want to fucking say as long as I am an adult and and I would take personal responsibility. Okay, for anything that I said. I talked about that the other day, which was that if I fucking defame or I do anything or I, have a beef with somebody, I will sort it out with them. But the platform itself, corporate HR, do not get to intervene without my fucking consent and decide what I can and cannot and strip me of my agency. They cannot decide what I can and cannot do on the internet and be the arbiters of, that's fucking censorship. They cannot be the arbiters of my fucking whatever. I'm pretty sure Tim Pool is like his fucking audience. If anything, that ban probably saved me from his fucking harassing bullshit followers that are aggressive asshole dick waving fuckwits. I probably got 7 days of peace because of the fucking suspension, which is great. But still, right, is so imbalanced, which is that these perpetrators, these crooks, these liars, okay, and this has been the theme that I've been talking about for the last, few months now, okay, which is that it is so rigged in favour of lies and profiting from lies and harassment, and rules that are for like a certain class of people and not for others. This is a real class issue, which is the fact that if I was actually fucking, had a blue check and I was a man and I did that, I would not have been fucking suspended, okay? Because I've been singled out and picked on by this algorithm, because you only get a 7-day ban after you're sort of in a naughty corner. I've done fucking nothing wrong on Twitter except talk about, and I've been pretty responsible about it, right? The only time is when I've been funny. Again, I know what mistake I made. It was probably automatic, right? Which was that, you shouldn't use that word anyway. Like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right? That's I know this, right? I'm not dumb. I know why I got banned. I'm not mad I got banned. You go fair cop. But at the same time, I shouldn't be fucking banned for that, because it was, like, this is again where cultural differences, context matters, because he was being fucking horrible. Thing is that there is such an imbalance when it's like this is that idea of sort of indirect discrimination, right? Which is where a rule or law that can be considered to be equal before the law, okay? This is basically critical race theory, by the way. To be equal before the law, okay, technically you might be equal before the law, okay? But in terms of the structures that exist and the power dynamics and all of those other things, which is that because these certain things are built into the system that benefit certain voices and elevate and set certain norms, okay, that it has the effect of disenfranchising groups of people. Okay, now I'm not going to be I'm obviously just, being hyperbolic to make a broader point. But this is the concept, this is the thing that dudes just don't fucking get. This is what the anti-critical theory people don't fucking get, because they're all white dudes, in case you hadn't noticed. All right? They're all the dudes who have this unspoken, invisible privilege, okay? And it is a fucking thing. Stop moaning, all right? Of when you call a woman sweetheart, you are backed by that. Okay? When you talk down to a 43-year-old fucking political scientist who can buy and sell you and run circles around you intellectually, when you just show up aggressively and demand free fucking energy and time of her, the institution backs you. Okay? There is nothing she can do to get that fucking, she can't say no, because you can just say, call her unprofessional. She can't just decline. She can ignore it, but then you'll say, oh, well, she's too fucking snowflake. I won the debate by default because she can't be she's afraid of a conversation. No, I'm not. You're wasting my fucking time. Pay me, okay? When you actually defend yourself, you get called rude, professional, or unprofessional, immature, fucking angry. Jessica Taylor's new book. Okay, Sexy but Psycho, okay? You're pathologized, you said that you've got anger issues or a mental disorder or mental illness, or you're hysterical, or there's something wrong with you, or you're a Karen, or anything like that, okay? Again, it's not individual jokes about someone being a Karen. Karen's a thing. But when it happens 10 times a day, 20 times a day, every fucking time that a woman tries to say anything serious or of substance, that she has to fight tooth and nail for every fucking word that she says. And if she says one word wrong, there's a dude in the comments with a fucking essay that he demands that she read and respond to, or he thinks he's won. And this is the problem that what men don't get, okay? And also that happens with tech as well. And it also is around this censorship thing, which is how unbalanced this is. Because I can't, we're in a position where Tim Pool said something pretty fucking horrible. And I would, if this had a human moderator, I'd say, you know what, fair cop, he said something horrible. He should see the fucking actual real response to what he's saying. Not a sanitized one where everyone is too afraid to get fucking banned, but one that says, that is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen you say. And for you, that's pretty fucking low. Because you pretty much push stupid 24/7. The thing is that the problem with censorship, okay, again, it's not just about the right to say what you want to say, okay? It's about people being on fucking Idol who can't sing, going to Idol auditions, because when you say something, you don't get a sanity check when you say something fucking stupid anymore, because the people who reply can't reply. Honestly, they can't engage. You don't have any fucking idea of what you're saying, because you don't get a accurate idea of what sentiment is. Okay, you don't get any real check. The data's wrong, data cult. That's why I'm talking about like the data being wrong and insights being wrong, and constantly people trying to read sentiment based on fucking social media data. No, it doesn't. It's not right, because when you know about the bannings, when you know about all of this stuff, you know that Tim Pool can sit there and fucking say whatever the fuck he wants, and he's not, all negative responses or anything that's fucking angry is going to get like forced to be deleted and banned. Okay. This is like when you think about Me Too, okay, and I know that dude's like, oh, she's comparing fucking being banned from Twitter to Me Too. But it's the same power dynamic over and over again, which is this thing where someone who is in power and someone who has institutional power, and Tim Pool has fucking institutional power. He didn't hustle anything. He's fucking made a living being professionally fucking stupid, reading Daily Mail headlines, okay, pandering to fuckwits with no journalistic integrity whatsoever, and he has done nothing but rage bait and fucking, and make millions of dollars on people's despair and fear and confusion, okay? He is everything an unethical journalist, he's a case study in unethical journalism, and if he was an actually trained fucking journalist, which he is not, high school education, has he ever written long form, ever? I'm guessing no. Okay. He's a case study in unethical journalism. He's a case study in shit floating upwards. He's a case study in how, how men use their tiny little fucking oppression points. Oh, mixed race. Oh, this, I grew up in the south side of fucking Chicago, whatever. Yeah, you know what? You still have a dick. You still present as white. And most importantly, you're a sociopath. Most importantly, you're a fucking sociopath. And quite happy saying whatever it will take and then somehow claiming you don't have institutional power at the end of it, which is bullshit. Because that is actually a case study in institutional power, which is that he can say these things that are fucking gross, all right? And any woman, especially women, but anyone who gets in the heat of the moment, which again, I shouldn't have done, right? But in the heat of the moment, he's not going to get any feedback. He's going to think that went well. He's going to think, oh, well, didn't see that tweet from someone who knows what she's talking. Well, he wouldn't think I know what I'm talking about because he went to the school of life and, education's a waste of time, all of that stuff, right? He's a school of life guy. School of life guys know everything. What would those people who read books know? I don't know. They'd know what fucking... they'd know what left wing means for a start. But anyway, no, but it's not about Tim Pool, but I'm just saying, but he's a really good example, again, of time and time again, that how the internet is now being used to enforce this exact same power structures, the exact same dynamics, and now it's doing it in a way that is gaslighting us again, okay, into thinking that we're the fucking problem. And you know what? It's one thing when it's a fucking Twitter fight where I call him a retard. Stand by that. I probably not good judgment. I'd say it's probably not good judgment. But we're all, we're human, right? Fair cop. But at the same time, right, that is being used to actually censor dissent, difference. Anybody who fucking dares say anything on LinkedIn that is mildly divergent from fucking corporate HR's, lean-in lipstick, motherfucking high heel, stupid, mid-wit waste of space, middle management, dumb fucked shit. I don't know what that was. Clearly planned. The stupider you are, the more you spread. Like saw this other one where this woman wrote, oh, I'm so devastated for the people of Ukraine and everyone is using Ukraine as content. And she posted a selfie with it. 2,000 fucking people commenting, men fucking. Then I saw another thing, which actually I went fucking let it go, Taya. Let it go. Let it go. See, the thing is you need to have a fuckwit quota on LinkedIn. I can't read LinkedIn for more than an hour every week because I end up fucking going off. It just sets me off. I fucking hate that platform. It is like, Anyway, someone was posting about WA's youngest and first Indigenous female surgeon. Okay, so she's just graduated as a surgeon. She's just, gotten her fellowship in surgery. And that was an interview with her, right? Happens to be very good looking young girl. Okay. All the fucking middle-aged creeps going, oh, she's a looker. She's a fucking, what the fuck? That is a young woman surgeon. She's having her accomplishments. And it's like, but there's nothing you can do. You report anything for sexual harassment on LinkedIn and they go, nah, nothing to see here. Nothing to see. I routinely report for sexual harassment. And guess what? Not a single one. And the only time that I've been banned, I remember how I got banned from LinkedIn, right? Because I told a guy to fuck off when he was being like creepy and pervy and like mansplaining in my comments. That's how it works. And it's the same fucking power structures, the exact same fucking rules that we were promised would like the internet would remove. And that's my beef. That is my beef, is that if I had my time again, I would have fucking stayed in social work or like, policy work or something like that. Because I thought that the internet was promised to us. This thing was promised to us, which was that if we like invested all this time and learned to code and, did all the hard work and hustled our way and, worked hard and, learned everything we could learn about the internet and became professionals and, embraced this thing, became experts in it, okay? That somehow we would be able to escape some of this shit. We haven't. Bullshit. It's a lie because first of all, my 28 years of fucking internet and coding and experience, if I dare share any of that fucking experience, guess what happens? There's some guy who's 10 years my fucking junior telling me what his position on geopolitics is. Go fuck yourself. I was talking about internet sharing for a start, and it was a throwaway comment, and you were off topic. And second of all, I outrank you in that too, so go fuck yourself. Right? And the thing is, and then they pretend, see the problem is that they, again, because they think I'm an idiot, think that I don't know online behaviour and what motivates people to behave the way that they do online. And I happen to know that man wanted to flex. I happen to know that there's a few different reasons, okay? There's a charitable take. There's a charitable reading, okay? Which happens in about 10% of the time. 10%. It's about the numbers, really, okay? This is where heuristics kick in, right, with psychology. You got your patterns. You know those guys, it's like, well, sometimes you'll have a guy who just missteps or misunderstands and misreads boundaries. That's going to happen, especially online. There's guys who, aren't that great. They're engineers or fucking whatever, okay? But then there are guys that 90% of the time, it's a flex or a dick waving or some show of fucking intimidation. And it always, 90% of the time, it turns to aggression. 90% of the time, it turns to insults. 90% of the time, it turns to infantilization. 90% of the time, it often can turn into fucking threats. Or 90% of the time, if you dare push back or defend yourself in any way, you end up with a fucking 7-day ban or some sort of other ban or, them creating new work and they get off scot-free. So that is, it's 20 years of this shit. I like men. I just like 10% of men who aren't fuckwits. Okay, I don't hate a class of people, okay, as much as men hate women as a class, okay, that's for sure. I like men and I defend men and I want men to be better, okay, and I want men who are good to step in and fucking start saying something about this stuff to these guys who just somehow, because they never get accurate feedback on their behaviour, because again, on LinkedIn, because I don't want anything from anyone, I don't give a fuck, okay? I'm done. I'm done pandering to these people. I'm done fucking, they told me years ago that if I worked hard and I was nice and I leaned in and I worked hard and I made good product and I just worked harder and worked hard, that I would eventually be in the club and eventually be rewarded. Nah, because the second you show up and the second you show any fucking humanity, you end up like, nah, fuck off. It's like, no, it's a carrot. It's a credibility carrot, is what I call it, credibility carrot, right? Where what if you just inch this one bit more inch this one bit towards, one bit more, or what, towards. If you accommodate this little bit, then we'll give you what we promised. But what we'll do is we'll inch the bar, we'll move it, we'll keep moving that bar over and over and over again. And there comes a point when you're a working class woman, okay, or, you know, again, when I say working class, I mean in the Marxist sense of working class, you know, proletariat, bourgeoisie, you're one or the other, okay? When you are working class, you stay we're all working class. If you can't withstand a cancellation, you're working class, okay? That's a good definition, actually. But, you know, like, so basically, you know, like, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so when you're, you know, a working class woman, there comes a point, and I think you'll see why this Karen thing works, right? There comes a point when you know, your kids are maybe teenagers and you realize that you fucking sacrificed your life for fucking people who hate you, okay? No matter what. you realize that you're never going to get anywhere in the career. There's a point where you realize that this was all a fucking lie to get you to your 40s and get you to the point where you would comply and be useful and be harvested for domestic labor, fucking compliments, fucking, you know, skitty cleaning, you know, all of that sort of bullshit. And then at 40, you wake up and you go, oh, fuck, that was a fucking lie. When's my turn? Where's my superannuation? Where's my fucking retirement plan? Oh, shit. You know, like this, and again, Jane Caro wrote this book, which is, you know, about women in their 50s, like the largest growing group of homeless and you know, poverty, because men, you know, they give up their lives for men, don't get any super, and then the men fuck off on them and take all the fucking super and everything and get it, you know, all that's, you know, that's happening more and more, right? Again, statistically, it's not all men. The people who have to say not all men are those men. Because that's a given, okay? It's a given. Yeah. Anyway, if you have to say not all men, you're one of those men. Sorry. Okay? Because people who aren't those men understand what I'm talking about and they observe that behaviour and they're fucking putting the fight in. They're actually putting in the effort, right, to understand this stuff. You know, like I was sitting there last night with Paul and I was like, you would never have any idea the day I've had with fucking with this dude. Like all I said was, here's some tips to make sure you don't accidentally share bullshit and to reflect on how you like share and what you know, what's going on, you know, and also be aware of the fact. The reason why I said it was state controlled media, as you know, was because, you know, you can't just assume that they're telling you the truth. That was the fucking takeaway message. How to not accidentally share bullshit about things you don't know about, right? That was the fucking takeaway. And then all of a sudden it became a fucking, here's an essay on what I think state-controlled media is. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Use your feed and your blog and your fucking thing to talk about your essay. And if I'm interested, I'll go have a look. Probably won't, because it's probably stupid. I didn't even read it. I just said, I read 2 sentences and said, no, I'm not fucking doing this. Stop wasting my time. That was my mistake. Because I made the mistake of thinking my time was mine. And I made the mistake of thinking that telling this guy that I'm not interested, you know, it was, sorry, I just heard Paul come in. I'm on an anti-man rant. Stop being obsessed with men. Oh, fuck off. How about you fuck off? How's that sound? Block. I'm done with men. See? I'm obsessed with men. See this? Yeah. Because you tell them that they're like, see what happens? They can't take it. They can't take it. Oh yeah, don't be such a snowflake, sweetheart. Don't be such a snowflake. And I point out their behaviour. Don't be obsessed with men. Yeah, I tend to be pretty obsessed with people who are ruining my fucking life, asshole. Showing up in my comments. You know what? Here's the thing for the dudes. Not commenting is an option. Not showing up in things when you're not asked to be, when you're asked to, is an option. Not flashing your dick around is an option. How's that sound? Okay, it is an option. I know it's not an option that you've thought of because you feel like you've got the right. And you've been raised by mothers who clearly still clean your underwear, or wives who you've replaced your mother with, who haven't taught you some fucking manners. Okay? I love that. Obsessed with men. Yeah, I want men to leave me the fuck alone. That's what I want. I'm obsessed with men when they show up without any invitation and demand my time without payment. How's that? Go fuck yourself. How's that sound? Okay. I'm not obsessed with men. Fucking hell, what a dickhead. Oh, God, imagine being this guy. I don't even know who it is. Oh, well. Oh, God, these fucking idiots. Oh, anyway. So anyway, but the main point is that the internet basically has now gone from I'm still laughing at the idea that I'm obsessed with men rather than have a legitimate beef and stuff. See how they go, see how they personalize. Okay, here we go. Case study, another teachable moment. What women say is pathologized. See how I've got something wrong with my psychology or my wiring. This woman's talking about something that she knows about or she claims to know about. I think she's actually just got something wrong with her, or there's something, she's obsessed. There's something psychologically loose or wrong with her because she can't possibly have anything meaningful to say. She can't possibly be talking about power structures because she wouldn't fucking know about that. She can't possibly be talking about the internet bait and switch. She can't know about that. It must be. She can't possibly actually just be getting to, riffing and telling a story and trying to make have a bit of fun while people learn about things like critical theory or learn about how to question power or go, okay, maybe the women might feel a little less fucking alone because I'm someone who doesn't want anything from these fuckers, so I don't give a shit. Whereas women have to sit and smile and nod all the time because they are over a barrel. Okay, sorry, is my mic's probably a bit too loud, hang on. Because they're fucking stuck having to be polite to these fucking dickheads because their livelihood depends on it because they don't have any fucking super. Okay? Same power structures, same dynamic. Okay? I'm going to bet that this woof woof guy is logging into another account just to say something stupid right now. Maybe not, but they tend to get triggered like that. It's funny, but I can predict these things. Okay? Because men and their hurt feelings is the most important thing in the world. Men being censored for not being able to be a misogynist. Oh, well, you're not censored, okay? Do you know who's censored? People who defend themselves against you fuckhead. Do you know who? Because you are the powerful. Stop claiming, like, this is the other thing. It's like these men who are like, oh yeah, the feminists are in charge now. Where? Where exactly? What? Because we're allowed to talk sometimes in public? Where? Every single claim that I've made on LinkedIn that there's harassment, it's either gone, there's no fucking harassment, or they ban you for replying to them. Okay? Where are the feminists winning here, fellas? Fucking dickheads. The dudes in my fucking, the dudes love, you guys know I love you. I'm just, as you know, I'm talking about a certain type. Not all men, though. Not all men are like that, guys. Not all men are like that. No, fucking enough of you are to get on my tits. 5 of you a day are. That's enough. That's a pattern. But anyway, so what the internet does, again, we were promised this. As a woman, I was fucking promised I could disappear onto the internet. I could write shit. I could do shit. We rode the mummy blogging wave. We were able to speak truth. We were finally able to escape the fucking mummy groups and write blogs and go, oh, fuck, I don't like parenting very much sometimes. Oh my God. And you know what? Guess what happened to that? You got attacked by other women saying, why don't you like being a mother? You hate being a mother. No, I'm saying it fucking sucks. I don't fucking worship my children like you. Sorry. Those women are now fucking 50 and realise that worshipping their children fucking leaves them. Now they've got nothing to do, so they're hating on trans people. Anyway, that was what this was supposed to be. I made a mistake. That's Friday. I'm hesitating, but I thought, no, we'll talk about this one instead. But I did make a mistake in the sense that I backed the wrong horse professionally. And also, like, I thought that this internet thing was something where we could actually circumvent. And this is why the Web3 guys crack me up, especially because it's all rich white dudes fucking pushing it. Web3. Oh, we could decentralize the internet. No one owns it. And like the current internet is too centralized. You know it was like that before, dickhead. Before you made money from it. Centralizing everything. Fucking. It was decentralized before. It wasn't as, obviously it wasn't on a blockchain or anything like that, but it was fucking decentralized. Jesus fucking Christ. These idiots. But we were promised something that doesn't exist anymore, okay? Now it's just run by fucking middle management, midwit, fucking the dumbest takes possible. And if you dare suggest that the fucking powerful people are dumb, or, this whole Emperor's New Clothes situation where someone's fucking tone deaf on Idol, but their dad's a billionaire, suddenly they're the greatest fucking talented, most, meritorious person in the world, most deserving. And it's like, oh, you turn around and go, hey, maybe you had a slight leg up here. Maybe you're a bit dumb. And maybe because everyone who says that, and maybe because I think maybe you might be a good person, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to think that maybe everyone just tells you can sing because they're banning everyone who tells you that you can't. And you don't know any better. You don't know how to self-correct. You don't know how to self-moderate anymore because all you're getting is feedback that tells you that you're a fucking genius or some woke idiot that makes Tim Pool into some like big fucking, I think he's a dickhead. I think he's disingenuous. I think he doesn't know what he's talking about. But I'm not attacking him from the, woke thing. I'm attacking him right where he fucking needs to be hurt. But I don't get hurt, do I? Okay, I get banned. My own fault. I'm not saying it's not my own fault. I'm just saying we got to look at the structures that exist to protect these people from actually improving. First of all, it stops anyone getting better. Okay? This fucktard gets to run with abandon. Okay? He gets away with whatever the fuck he wants. Okay? It might just be a bot, but whatever. Okay? But they get to sort of run around, flash their dick, and any woman who like defends themselves gets censured, called crazy or angry or obsessed or, what are the other ones? Jealous. And if it's other women, oh, you're just jealous because she's pretty. Nah, fuck off. You only need to be pretty if you're dumb. Fuckwit. They sort of get to act in impunity. I know I'm just being fucking inflammatory today. It's just funny. It amuses me greatly. But there is a serious point underneath this, which is that these guys get to act without any consequences, any impunity. But what it does is it also makes it so that people, they never actually learn. No one ever fucking learns because there's no consequences. And I'm not saying, that whole sort of woke pile-on dog. I'm not a fan of dog piling. I'm not a fan of anything else. But if you're going to put out takes like that, okay, all right, then there's a risk involved there. Now, I know that's, again, this is where power dynamics are slightly different, okay, which is where if you're just a woman existing online, writing something and you just go off, reply off topic, reply, with an essay, demand her time, demand all this shit that, you could find elsewhere. That is vastly different to making a really stupid an inflammatory public statement to hundreds of thousands of people on a politically delicate situation, and then acting surprised when people, you know, like push back. They're different things, okay? They're very different things. If you don't see that, then, you know, whatever. Only stupid people are black and white thinkers like that, who don't see that there's an obvious difference there to replying to the actual argument and taking it off topic with an assumption that the person who you're replying to is a fucking idiot. That said, Tim Pool is an idiot. So, different. I'm not saying I have to be consistent. Shut up. You don't know me. They're different. You get what I'm saying? But he's a public figure, but it's also different, okay? So when he chooses as a public figure, there is something with that blue check. When you claim you're a journalist, when you don't get journalism privileges without receiving public feedback, okay? That's different. For all intents and purposes, I'm still a private citizen, okay? I'm not a public figure. So there are different rules. Again, public figure, private figure. We should all treat ourselves as though we're public figures, but it seems like people are quite happy to treat you like a public figure when they want to bully you, okay, but not when, you know, in other circumstances. It's bizarre. Anyway, so I wandered off. Okay, so, you know, the internet, I think we need to understand that this is not what was promised, okay? Now, when I talk about, there's this thing called Eternal September. All right. Pretty fun. Let's have a look at it, eh? Only quickly, because I'm trying to, like, all right. Look at this. It's on Wikipedia. The Eternal September, or the September that never ended, is Usenet slang for a period beginning around 1993 when internet service providers, including Delphi, began offering Usenet access to many new users. The flood of new users overwhelmed the existing culture for online forums and the ability to enforce existing norms. AOL followed with their Usenet gateway service in March 1994. That's the chapter, I don't know, Americans Online, that I've written for almost written for the book, which is called Americans Online. This is what I'm referring to. And in March 1994. Since then, the popularity of the internet has led to a constant stream of new users. Hence, from the early Usenet point of view, the influx of new users in September 1993 never ended. And it's like, it's so fucking funny. I want this t-shirt. I want to try and find this fucking t-shirt. I'm going to get one. So anyway, we won't go too much there, but but you know, that's what I'm referring to when I talk about the Eternal September. But I'm also referring to this, okay? When they say they changed the deal, this is a famous document, okay? A declaration of the independence of cyberspace. This was written, like, you know, a long time ago when this is what we were promised, okay? Governments of the industrial world, you weary giants of flesh and steel, I come from cyberspace, the new home of mind. On behalf of the future, I ask you of the past to leave us alone. You are not welcome among us. You have no sovereignty where we gather. We have no elected government, nor are we likely to have one. This was so fucking idealistic. Yeah, I made a mistake. I got my hopes up. What can I say? We have no elected government, nor are we likely to have one. Corporate HR, everybody! So I address you with no greater authority than that with which liberty itself always speaks. I declare the the global social space we are building to be naturally independent of the tyrannies you seek to impose on us. You have no moral right to rule us, nor do you possess any methods of enforcement we have true reason to fear. Governments, except for the harvesting of all our data, that part. Governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. You neither solicited nor received ours. We did not invite you. LinkedIn, fuckheads, HR. You do not know us, nor do you know our world. Cyberspace does not lie within your borders. Do not think that you can build it as though it were a public construction project. You cannot. It is an act of nature and it grows itself through our collective actions. Blah, blah, blah. Okay? You have not engaged in our great and gathering conversation, nor did you create the wealth of our marketplaces. No, they just fucking stole it when they, let us build it and keep building it and fucking get all of the users using it and then sold it to the highest fucking bidders. You do not know our culture, our ethics, or the unwritten codes that already provide our society more order than could be obtained by any of your impositions. Okay? And this is correct. We had it sorted. Communities would figure shit out. Okay? Don't be a fuckwit. Worked. Okay? Don't feed the troll. Worked. But the fucking midwits moved in an eternal fucking September. And they all have dicks and they all seem to be Americans and fucking UK and they're all the same imperial fucking forces that, we were supposed to fight. You can't get accurate information about this war, okay? You can't get accurate information about it because we are on state-sponsored internet, okay? I don't know whether I don't believe that getting rid of Russian media is fucking wise. That's terrifying, okay? You claim there are problems among us that you need to solve. You use this claim as an excuse to invade our precincts. Many of these problems don't exist. Where there are real conflicts, where there are wrongs, we will identify them and address them by our means. We are forming our own social contract. This governance will arise according to the conditions of our world, not yours. Our world is different. Cyberspace consists of transactions, relationships, and thought itself, arrayed like a standing wave in the web of our communications. Excuse me. Ours is a world that is both everywhere and nowhere, but it is not where bodies live. We are creating a world that all may enter without privilege or prejudice accorded by race, economic power, military force, or station of birth. ASL. Now, there's no sex in there. Same thing with sex, okay? I ended up on an internet with fucking dick waving. The same dick waving I was trying to fucking overcome. You fucking pricks. We are waving a world where anyone and anywhere may express his or her beliefs, no matter how singular, without fear of being coerced into silence or conformity. Your legal concepts of property, expression, identity, movement, and context do not apply to us. Identity. They are all based on matter, and there is no matter here. It's a little dramatic, but it's a good fucking thing. But this is the contract we signed. The early internet people. This is the shit we bought into, okay? Yes, it left out women. That's not a fucking surprise, but the intention was good. Our identities have no bodies, so unlike you, we cannot obtain order by physical coercion. Unless the government teams up with all the fucking corporations and knows everything about us and weaponizes it. Aside from that part, we believe that from ethics, enlightened self-interest and the I think that's the Commonwealth. Commonwealth? Is that a word? That's not a word. Our governance will emerge. How can that have gone for 25 years with no one noticed? No, the internet has changed, everybody. There's a typo on this fucking document and no one has fucking pointed it out yet. Fuck me. The internet has changed and people have gotten stupid. Unless that is actually a word. I don't think it is. Anyway, our governance will emerge. Our identities may be distributed across many of your jurisdictions. The only law that all of our constituent cultures would generally recognise is the Golden Rule. We hope we will be able to build our particular solutions on that basis, but we cannot accept the solutions that you are attempting to impose. Anyway. In the United States, you've today created a law, the Telecommunications Reform Act, which repudiates your own constitution and insults the dreams of Jefferson, Washington, Mill, Madison, de Tocqueville, and you know what I meant, and Brand. I don't know how to say this out loud. I've only ever read it Brandeis, whatever. These dreams must now be born anew in us. This is the problem with studying remotely, not in class, is that sometimes philosophers' names, you say them dumb even though you know, whatever. I should look that up. You are terrified of your own children since they are natives in a world where you will always be immigrants. Because you fear them, you entrust your bureaucracies with the parental responsibilities. You are too cowardly to confront yourselves. In our world, all the sentiments and expressions of humanity, from the debasing to the angelic, are parts of a seamless whole, the global conversation of bits. We cannot separate the air that chokes from the air upon which wings beat. In China, Germany, France, Russia, Singapore, Italy, and the United States, you're trying to ward off the virus of liberty by erecting guard posts at the frontiers of cyberspace. These may keep out the contagion for a small time, but they will not work in a world that will soon be blanketed in bit-bearing media. Your increasingly obsolete information industries would perpetuate themselves by proposing laws in America and elsewhere that claim to own speech itself throughout the world. These laws would declare ideas to be another industrial project, no more noble than pig iron. In our world, whatever the human mind may create can be reproduced and distributed infinitely at no cost. The global conveyance of thought no longer requires your factories to accomplish. It's done. It was stolen. Okay? They won. These increasingly hostile and colonial measures place us in the same position as those previous lovers of freedom and self-determination who had to reject the authorities of distant, uninformed powers. We must declare our virtual selves immune to your sovereignty, even as we continue to consent to your rule over our bodies. We will spread ourselves across the planet so that no one can arrest our thoughts. This gets me emotional. Here we go. We will create a civilization of the mind in cyberspace. May it be more humane and fair than the world your governments have made before. February 8th, 1996. How's that? Pretty good, huh? Hang on. Sorry about that. It does actually move you because you realise what you signed up for was taken. And then you spend all day, every day, defending it. And then you see these structures in place. And you see these, you know, the very things that like we signed up for, where we were promised something. And it's just been taken away by these fucking men and these powers and these fucking corporate HR fuckwits. Okay, who don't even know. They're just, you know, they don't even know this. They don't know anything about this. They sit there talking about how fucking marketing and how you can use data and how you, like it's fucking always been that way. And that's what colonizers do, is fucking rewrite history. This is another chapter that I've been writing in the book about how, you know, history has one fucking narrative, one story that we are told, and my fight with the internet is to make sure that everybody knows that that is not the fucking story. This corporate takeover was not the story. The story was, you know, the bits that were left out. Facebook, Twitter, Google, they get to rewrite what fucking happened, which was that Facebook invented these things, that Google is the internet, no, they stole the internet. Disney, Time Warner, fucking, AOL, Sony, the big five, fucking the United States government, the CIA, they fucking stole what was ours. That's it. Anyway, sounded a bit, sorry, I didn't mean to I get emotional about this because I care, you know. When I say I made a mistake, I fucking did. Because I made a mistake in believing that any of this was possible. Sorry, I'm not upset that I got banned on Twitter. It's not that. It's just stupid. It's just insane that people like Tim Pool are protected. People who just harass women are protected. People who are vile people. They're fucking evil people who stole shit. and they get to steal our shit and then say that when we're angry that they stole our shit, say that we're obsessed with them. Stop being so fucking jealous of us. What are you, crazy? No, you stole from me and I want it back. I want what you promised. I want that fucking thing that was promised to me, which was for you to get the fuck out of my comments, get the fuck out of my mentions, and let me have my fucking say whenever I want. Let me speak truth to power properly. Let me make a living without being fucking punished by an algorithm that has decided that I'm a fucking problem because I don't because fucking, Debbie in HR is fucking upset with my no-no words. Oh my God, am I not a team player? Yeah, well, I wasn't supposed to be. That's why I was on the fucking internet, dickhead. Not a team player. I don't want to be. Your team sucks. Your team's full of idiots. People in teams are fucking incompetent. Anyone done a group assignment? Guess who ends up doing all the fucking work? People like me. I don't want to be in your team because I'm the one who does all the fucking work. I want to do the work. I want to get the credit, and that's it. I'm not fucking obsessed with men. I want them to fuck off. Dickhead. I love how they think that actually talking on a stream and stuff is being obsessed. I don't know. Who's obsessed? The person who's on her own thing talking about issues in a way that she thinks might be, entertaining or, compelling or whatever. I'm not sure it is, but I'm just saying, right? Or the person who just shows up to tell them that. People, the lack of self-awareness is fucking insane in people. They just don't see. Well, oh, that's right, this LinkedIn thing, which was that it basically became an exercise in knee-jerk sharing because basically he ended up fucking engaging with me on this LinkedIn thread, sharing it to all his friends, who then came in and shared it to all their friends. Guess what? That piece of advice is currently sitting on 6,000 views of that post, so that's pretty cool. And I actually commented before this stream, which was basically like, hey guys, you might want to read the post, which is that engagement is sharing. And not to accidentally share it and to maybe consider what you're doing. Kind of proves my point, guys. Oh, fuck me. Actually, man is showing up to save the day. You cannot question me, woman, what talk, for I am actually man. And I have all the answers. Why is I obsessed with men? I don't know. I'm not obsessed with men, I'm obsessed with fuckwits. Not all men are fuckwits, but all fuckwits seem to be men lately. Anyway, I think I'm going to go. That's an hour and 15. It's a bit longer than I planned. Thanks for watching. This won't show up on Twitter, so you know. Actually, to make sure, if you're on Twitter, tell people I'm okay. Whatever. I've been banned for 7 days. And I'm having fun. It's actually good timing because I need a good solid week of work to focus anyway. So it's good. I'll get some proper work done. So it's good. It removes the distraction. I actually am quite happy to whatever. Forces me to turn it off and not be fucking enraged. Now I'm on LinkedIn arguing with fuckheads. But this is actually just more just a broader problem, which is that the internet's not ours. It's been taken and I made a mistake. This thing is shithouse. It is now, you're now just another, you don't have any freedom. You can't do anything without being persecuted unless you are different. You will get banned. There is no point doing SEO. There is no point doing any kind of fucking, user experience work. There is no point writing a blog. There is no point doing any of that stuff. Because I can't get traction and I know how. And if I can't get it, then nobody can. Doesn't work. You have to be stupid, you have to be an idiot, or you have to have built, or this, and maybe you also have to have built a community or built a large following 5 years ago. It is now gone. It is now pay for play. It is now, if you don't toe the corporate line, if you do not if you say anything If it gets in the way of our fucking money, you're gone. You will not succeed. You will be suppressed. And if you dare fucking say anything about that, we'll call you obsessed and crazy or unprofessional or, ask you if you're on your fucking rag or something. Fucking dickheads. Banning the women who defend themselves and still think you're not a fucking part of the problem. All right, superhero. You might be able to wave your dick around all these, like in most cases, but I don't need to put up with it. You don't have anything I want because I know what this is. I know the cost of influence. I know what it would require me to do. I know what a certain amount of money costs me, and I'm not willing to pay that price. So what I will do is just continue on knowing this and take you to task and hope that people fucking, because I trust in people too. I also, again, because I know the data is wrong and I know what's actually going on here, is that I know that people agree with me but can't. And I also know that that women particularly, have had a fucking gut full of your shit. And I happen to know that they can't say that because of all of the shit that's going on. I also know that anyone who's sort of old school internet feels the same way and are fed up, but they don't want to be called fucking terrorists or, be accused of disinformation or be accused of fucking whatever the fuck, turf, like alt-right, Redditor, fucking dumbass thing, whatever the fuck sticks on any given moment from these dickhead, midwit, fucking prostitutes. No, fucking prostitution, honest fucking work, honest transaction. They know what they're doing. They know they're fucking someone for money. Do you? Yeah, of course not. Most people feel the way I feel. And if you don't feel the way I feel, then you're probably pretty fucking privileged or pretty fucking stupid. Which means you're probably in power, which means you probably fucking don't give a fuck. Good on you. Enjoy your money. Your soul's black. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching. I do feel strongly about this because I don't think this is the thing where it's like, I wish that I could get this book written, but I can't. Okay, it's just, everything we know, I'm not going to be able to get it written unless I, decide to earn $0 for a year and write it. I'm trying my best, but it's just, everything's against me to do that. But I just need to keep reminding people that it's not yours. It's like when, someone fucking steal, you're in a playground and, the bully comes in. You're a poor kid. Your mum fucking bought you a fucking football and you wanted that thing for a year and it was your favourite gift and you just get it and you go out and play and the fucking schoolyard bully comes in and steals that ball and then kicks you out of the game and tells you what the fucking rules are. And they're all rigged against you because they go, oh, well, no girls can play in this fucking game. I'm taking your football and I'm going to tell you what the rules are. And then fucking parents come in and say, oh, well, that's the rules. Everyone agrees on those rules. It's like, no, that person's a bully and they stole my fucking ball. Are we going to talk about that? Oh, why are you so obsessed with that person? You might need to lie down. Are you okay? Fucking fine. I'm reacting in a perfectly fucking normal way. Which is, I think you should be fucking impressed that I am not more mad and I can actually still laugh at it. Thankfully, my sense of humour and rantiness is amusing and I laugh at it. And fellas, guess what? A woman who's talking on a camera might be doing a little bit of a performance. This might not actually be how I'm really feeling. It might actually just be that I'm exaggerating a little bit because I'm not an idiot and I know how content works and I know how psychology works and I know what's interesting, dumb fuck. Oh yeah, but you're smarter than me. Why don't you send me an essay with a $100 donation so that I'll read it? That's the only time I'll read it. Donation form on my website or become a patron. Then I'll read your essay. Otherwise, fuck off. Good day, sir. Anyway, I love you. Thanks for watching. I'll be back on Friday. Now, I've actually scheduled a really cool, I've been working hard on the website behind the scenes. Now that I've been like temporarily suspended from Twitter for being an idiot, being a bit retarded, I might even say, I can finish off the checkout flow and the content flow, and I'm just finishing off the VIP area. The biggest fucking hindrance at the moment is that there's 2 my account areas, and I need to either let it go. I'm trying to combine the 2, but the thing about WooCommerce, if you're using WooCommerce checkout, is that it's got its own proprietary my account area with its own like quirks, and the profile area, BuddyPress sort of thing, has its own as well. And so I've got to either decide to build that stuff out from scratch or have 2 my account areas, which as a user experience person fucking triggers me. So I'm going to try and I've got to figure out that. I might just, it's not perfectionism as such. It's just like, I just know that people are going to go, what's and I've also got to make sure that I got the terms of service written clearly. I haven't done that yet. And because I don't want to just, I need to be the change I want to see and actually, write the proper thing that I think, people should sign up for. So I'm nearly there. But in the meantime, there is a form there. The checkout, the Rapscally checkout does work. You can actually go in and sign up as a VIP, and you can sign up. If you go to the shop page, you can actually sign up as a VIP. There's just no members area yet. If you want an invite code and you want to play around, you can. Okay, just hit me up. I'm just not launching it because it's not quite done. But if you're fucking bored and want to come and hang out, I'm going to start playing on there a bit more. Because if anything, it does show that I need to have my own platform. Even if it's only a handful of people, I don't give a fuck. No one is like engaging with me anymore. I think, I don't know whether it's an emotional attachment to Twitter that's keeping me there, or whether it's, because I think it's actually just, I think maybe I might be rationalizing because it's like a sunk costs sort of rationalization where I've put so many years into this and built an audience, and maybe I'm too emotionally attached to the audience that I built years ago, and that I feel like it's kind of, but maybe it is just dead, and maybe, I've got to rethink my digital strategy and focus on more channels. I thought that meeting people where they're at on Twitter was the deal, but it seems like getting in fisticuffs on LinkedIn seems to be better. Easy way to get a chat. LinkedIn's fucking easy. LinkedIn is where you get seen, because if you think people are afraid to tweet, people are fucking 10 times more afraid to fucking say anything on LinkedIn. So if you're not afraid on LinkedIn, that's like, it's a golden ticket. I have to keep remembering that. But the thing is, actually, the reason why LinkedIn affects me, gets me more mad than Twitter, is because I'm used to fuckwits on Twitter. LinkedIn has a more sinister thing about it, which is when men who are my peers are basically calling me an idiot 24/7. That's a button, right? That's always been a button for me, because I'm not an idiot. I'm smarter than them, and somehow they get to sit and call. When you hear that stuff day in, day out, or worse, like Wolf the fuckwit. I reckon Wolf's name is Ian. No, but which is that they then go to, well, you're obsessed or upset or negative or fucking. It's like, no, I'm talking about an issue as a professional who's talking about power in fucking digital, and I'm calling you to fucking task. And if you don't like it, that doesn't mean that I'm crazy. Maybe you're the problem, and maybe you need to fucking self-reflect. I didn't shoot the messenger, fuckhead. And your dick is not a qualification. Okay? The length of essay is not proportionate to the amount of rightness. That doesn't work out. Hang on, let's rephrase that. You don't get more correct with more words. You don't get more correct using big words. You can still be wrong. You can still be inappropriate. And you can still be a fucking disrespectful cunt when you start something with respectfully. Okay? Thanks for playing. I'm not an idiot. I've been around for a while. If anything, I know motivations for sharing. I know motivations for commenting better than probably, 99% of people. Because it's kind of what I studied, dickhead. I know you. I know what you're on. I know what you're doing. And I also am always 5 moves ahead, and there is no bad engagement if you want to get traction. Also, when the algorithm's against you, you kind of got to do stuff to get seen. Ha. I'm smarter than you. You shared my shit. Thanks, guy. Thanks, my guy. I love you. Thank you for your precious life. Be back on Friday. And I'm going to go away now, work on my website. And my client work, of course. That's always the priority. But, I love you. Bye.